Hello YouTube, welcome to a new Marvel Snap Zone Premium Members Coaching. Remember, if you want to join us, it's free as long as you're subscribed to premium service on Marvel Snap Zone. On that note, let's start. And today I wanted to follow up, I think, on the session we had 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we looked at how to judge the power of a card. No, that was last week. 2 weeks ago, we did. Yeah, we did proactive against reactive decks and what each category is good at. And there was a part of that we couldn't go too much in depth because we unfortunately didn't have 8 hours to do so, which we're going to do today. And that's not the strength of the decks, that's what these decks ask you as a player. And what kind of player, or rather, what traits of your skill set you need to work on depending on which deck you want to be good at, or which deck you just want to play. And the current metagame is perfect for this because there's really 2 styles going against each other. So for those who didn't play Marvel Snap in the last 5 days, Corvus has pushed Hela, I want to say to the moon, but I think she's probably past it by now. Like, she was at the moon around Thursday, I would say, and we're Sunday. And we have Thanos, which had a few planets of advance, but they're slowly catching up to it. So these are the 2 big categories that we're going to look at, which is the focus on you kind of decks and the flexible focus. And then we're also going to have the reactive counter-based decks, which is Troll, and I don't know why I didn't talk about focus, which is focus on your opponent. So basically, we have focus on you, focus on your opponent, focus on the one that makes sense depending on the match. Obviously, there's one that looks harder because there's like focus on one thing, focus on one thing, focus on 2 things. But we'll see if that is true. So, what are nice colors? Ella is what? Green? Ella is green.
Yeah, that's great.
What color is Sarah? Sarah is like orange?
Yeah, I think so.
What's her armor color? Thanos is purple. I've seen the movie. A good purple for. Is that Thanos?
That's good. That's a skin color for sure. Yeah.
All right, cool.
And then the font for both of those, green and purple, are white.
Yes, because we can't read any of it.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Orange is good as black, or should I change everything?
Yeah, orange is good as black.
Orange, I hear orange is the new black.
Ah. Oh, there you go. Okay. I hear that joke's about 10 years old.
I have it locked down. So.
All right, let's start with what people consider to be the easiest category, which is the focus on you kind of decks, which is Ella. So, what would you say is an important skill to play Ella well?
Knowing when to snap, when to retreat.
Okay. All right. Let's just shoot ideas at this point.
Another one is watch for possible counters. Like, do you have a reason to think they're going to drop a Cosmo in a lane or an Eliath behind Invisible Woman? So avoid traps.
Like this?
Yeah.
Right? Do we have more?
I think. And location awareness. That's the other part of traps, right? You don't want to play into a nowhere or something like that.
Okay. And I guess this one depends if you've got Living Tribunal in your discard pile or not, but sometimes it matters to try to fill lanes to make sure points will land on the correct ones because you're not going to be able to control the random fall otherwise.
Yeah, but it's not a skill.
So
What's the
just
skill?
arithmetic. Yeah.
Yes.
Keep track of what you're gonna be able to drop where.
So like this.
Yep. And you need to be able to keep track of what's loaded, right? You need to keep track of your discard, your graveyard, or whatever your discard graveyard.
Yeah, so like just basic math. Yeah. Memory's even better, yeah. But honestly, every deck needs to pay attention to math. I don't know if that's unique.
This one is more calculus. Because you actually need, for example, when you play Corvus on turn 3, you should be able to math what are the chances of discarding Hela.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have more?
I mean, one of the nice things about Hela is that if you get the combo right and you avoid traps, it wins it for you. So I think there aren't that many skills. You're playing a random number generator.
Okay, I'll add one more, but internet is taking care of that one. It's really important to build the deck right, because the difference from a good deck, because I think this is something that we discussed in the past, which is piloting decks and deck building decks. Ella is definitely a deck building. If you have the right list, you're gonna perform so much better compared than if you don't have the right list. While Thanos, you can change a couple of cards. If you're really good at it, that's not gonna change your performance too much. I'll call it deck building aware. What else is it there? I think that's pretty okay. Alright, let's go to the other one. Because now we're focusing on the opponent. So think Sarah control. Think good cards. Think decks with Shang-Chi, Enchantress, that kind of stuff.
So you need to have meta awareness. You need to know what's out there.
What else?
You need to have patience.
Right?
I mean, I feel like Snap and Retreat's going to be part of every cluster, but we may as well put it on there. But this one might be a different flavor. Mating is probably more important. Like in a way, you want the other opponent. You want the opponent to be snapping. You want to encourage them to do so.
I'll put it with patience.
Cool.
You can. I would put Quake in there. You need to have Quake because that's just essential.
Well, so if we've got deck building awareness, this one really requires piloting.
Hey?
It's not a skill, but it's a requirement. You need to play fresh. You can't get like into a rhythm with the deck. You have to pay sharp attention to each round. Yeah.
Okay. You need to know other decks too. You need to know you need to know everybody else's order of play. So it takes experience, I think, that in order to win.
I feel like
You need to know their draw. Yeah, I'm trying to say, like, you need to know their draw. You need to know their percentages. You know their lines.
Yeah, is it explosive or not? Right. I think this is partly patience, but tempo management really is important for control. You need to know if I'm skipping these turns or I'm holding points back. Am I confident that I'll either kill enough points, block enough points, or build enough of my own points to still win? When are they going to explode? Am I still going to have enough at that point? Like I think people have the experience sometimes if you're playing control, like yes, you successfully shanged their card and they still won overwhelmingly. It's like, yeah, right. Like
I was facing someone the other day, and I was just playing with a nice little Quake control deck, and they threw out Invisible Woman, and I was like, okay, so I know I'm going to play over here now, and then they put the second card behind Invisible Woman. I'm like, no, this is there's no way they're going to play everything behind IW, and then the third card, and I was like, okay, watch this, and I was like, it was just so you talked about not getting into a rhythm. I'm like, I'm just waiting for Alioth to go down. Like this game is over before they even knew it. It's like, this is so sad. I feel so bad. Yeah. But
I think, yeah, this one's going to be interesting. If we're talking about control ladder versus ranked, you also have to think about between games in Conquest. I mean, in Conquest, when to hold back, for example, your Alioth. Because yeah, you can win 2 cubes with an Alioth now, or you can let them not know that you have Alioth and hopefully win for 6-8 next time.
yeah, I think, and this is another one where it talks about, and I think you kind of put it under know the current metagame and the common pathways and key cards is like you need to know your opponent's locations. You need to know where you're going to, what locations you need to remove and when you need to get out when they're just going to beat you because there's nothing you can do.
Right. We accept deck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of it's funny, it's a meta point, but you have to know if the current meta is compatible with playing a control deck. Like sometimes, the best thing you can do is just switch to a rival points deck. It's not always going to permit you to play control.
Yeah. Or at least if you want to win.
Well, I mean, fair. It'll let you play anything.
What's it in French?
On du recul.
Yeah, that one doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe visually it would look different.
Okay, having some perspective.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, I think we can make it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll just read this way, I guess.
Yeah, and this I think relates back to know the current metagame in depth. Is the meta? It's not enough just to know particular decks. Like, is the meta clustered around a couple of decks vulnerable to a similar counter card, or would you have to prepare something so, diffuse, disjunctive that really you can't effectively control anymore? So you need to know meta bottlenecks, maybe, or meta clusters.
Oh, that's
Yeah. So you need to think about your target list. Let's put it that way.
This is a minor one, but I mean, it's because we always have to remember that not everybody has everything in Snap. Is that you have to have a wide berth of cards.
Mm-hmm.
that's a big.
And I know with the Hella deck we had deck building awareness. It's still going to matter for control because control is a very fine-tuned thing. Okay, I don't need Cosmo right now. I need Killmonger. Oh, I don't need Killmonger, right? You need to do sort of instead of building a big deck and then running with it for a couple days, you might need to be able to tinker on the fly with control.
Yeah,
I need to.
Yeah, I love it. Mm-hmm.
You've got to be smarter. That's
Yeah, we don't get into personal judgments.
Yeah.
There's some ego out there.
That's right. I think it matters in a way playing Hella right. I mean, we've got some things. We've got like the be aware of counters, right? But like Hella, you're kind of playing yourself and your draw. It's a one player game. Can you pull it off or not? Control, you really have to pay attention to both sides. There's no way to autopilot control.
Add it this way, like you have perspective.
Yeah, I think you have it. I think it was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, like you're playing both decks. Like it's not just that we have like, know the opponent's deck, but like, all right, if they're playing Deadpool and they haven't dropped Deadpool by 3 or 4, right? So you actually need to know what everybody's win conditions look like.
Right. That's why
and you need to track.
Silverman's
Yeah.
not happy. Silverman's not happy, Den, because you put it down as a single word. That's the problem.
There it is. Now we have 3.
Hey, I didn't get a PhD in philosophy to be concise, okay?
Oh, no. Better this way?
Sure. I mean, it could be longer, but I'll accept it.
What? Only one sentence?
Yes. Where are the semicolons? Come on.
Give me my Excel
We need
sheet.
footnotes. We need footnotes.
All right, let's move on to this one. We'll add more.
Is it silly to just say everything that came up in the other two, but now it's here?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, in this sense, like the Thanos deck, it's you're using it as a framework for your deck. It's not really a style. I mean, Thanos is flexible whether you're doing point slam or you're doing control with Thanos, right? Isn't that kind of?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless I'm missing something.
I never know. Is it higher potential or bigger potential?
More potential?
Probably, yeah, probably in
yeah.
this case, higher potential is probably what you're looking for. It's probably slightly better.
Yeah.
But more is kind of, I think I
Yeah.
agree, somebody kind of fits in the sentence structure pretty well.
Yeah.
I think potential is an uncountable noun in this sense, and so
Yeah.
therefore it
Yeah.
fits in a glass like water as opposed to being something you can just have in a larger of like a bag of chips or
Yeah.
a bigger potato. A bigger potato.
As soon as we get to the other side, we're going to have our lesser versus fewer debate grammatically. I know it.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not done. We still need to add stuff. So we'll just move from one to the other.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you know when to focus on yourself?
Yeah.
Well, you start getting information about what the opponent is playing.
When you don't know what they're
That's
playing.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, good.
What did?
When you don't know what they're playing, when you don't recognize, when they're not playing a pattern, right? I've heard you say this before. When you don't know what they're playing, just play to your strengths and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's partly just watching your draw. Like you're going to get certain tools and not others. So what are you capable of playing that round?
That's a good point. Yeah, picking a line.
Yeah, and
That Loki deck was so important to do that. You had to pick your line like within two draws, so you knew exactly what direction you're going.
Yep. And I was going to just say that, right? Like, so it's more difficult than just everything we said in the previous two decks. You have to decide much faster on much more scarce information what you're going to be, because you can't really successfully go back and forth between these two lanes. So you just have to be able to commit quickly. So everything is heightened. It's not just the same stuff as before. It's a more focused challenge each time.
Yeah, but how do we translate that as a skill? Because right now, what we're trying to do is make it as a skill. To know.
Yeah. I'd say read the. Yeah. Well, I mean,
you have to commit early on, and I mean you have to. Anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but like commitment, like you can pick the wrong thing and then be very stubborn about it, right? Commitment itself isn't the thing. It's sort of drawing conclusions on limited information. So yeah.
Well, that's kind of like you don't have enough information to play control, so default.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have it in here. I'm sure we could put it in here. Oh, yeah, never mind. You have the locations in there because I mean, Thanos is so location dependent, right? You have to be so careful with Thanos.
Really?
I think so, because if not, you can just you have so much clutter, right? It's so easy to clutter Thanos up.
So yeah, so it's not so much locations; it's just like space management. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I used Thanos as the example, but I could have picked two good cards.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, I mean, when you send me good cards, I think Miss Marvel. So in which case, yeah, you have to be super also very aware of where the cards lie. But I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos is kind of in between.
All right. So obviously, we can see which style you prefer.
Yep.
So here, there are a few. First, we just said it, but we need to know how to place our cards much more than with control, because with control, the opponent is going to telling us where to place our cards. And you kind of need to be fearless when you focus on you.
I like that.
Because you have to be confident your game plan is good enough to win.
Yep.
All right. So, what we're going to try and do tonight is switch from one style to the other.
All right.
Because it's cool to keep one. Like, it's cool to know what we like and to just be like, all right, I'm good at this, so I'm just going to do this all my life. But there's something that you said and that I really like. This is going to be the main sentence. And that can go to literally every single deck. Is it good to do right now?
Mm-hmm. So today's gameplay is triathlon. We gotta do all three.
Exactly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 3 decks, one Hela deck, one Thanos deck, and one control deck, and you're gonna have to play 3 games in a row, one with each different deck.
Oh, okay.
I'll start. I'll be the example. So you don't have to pick exactly Ella, Thanos, and Control. You have to pick inside those categories.
All right. Do you have? Should we just go to the tier list for examples of each, or?
Yeah. Do you want to send us lists, or just be faster?
I'll show you mine. Like I'll show you what I pick. But I'm also curious which one you want to pick, because that makes it even funnier, because you have to justify your choice.
Oh, all right.
So, shit, there's super flux.
Yeah, it's horrible. special for this.
It's fine. We'll adapt. So, I already have a Hella list, so I'll go with Ella. I'll take a
let's do that
bounce
one.
list for the flexible one.
Okay.
Because
You mind throwing up the hell again?
Oh, yeah.
Just taking quick screenshots, yeah.
Yeah, hold on a second,
Okay.
Matthew. I actually have a list that's kind of built, so I think I can build. It's actually pretty close to what I have in there.
You don't have to pick these
Hold
ones,
on.
as I said.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to choose the holiday. Can you put it back up? Sorry. I just need to make sure I have it fixed. I'm going to take the holiday because I don't play it very well. I don't like it's exactly the kind of reason like, okay, this is going to challenge me a lot to play that.
Okay.
And
So what's the next one?
for the control, I'm going to pick this.
Oh, okay. Oof. Oh, okay. I am not great at negative. This should be fun.
It's a control
Yeah.
deck. Do you agree with it?
Let me
Or
see.
not? You say it's not a control deck.
I mean, Rogue, Killmonger, Shang. That already looks pretty control.
I guess the Sandman is for Loki, and
Wait, where's Sandman?
I'm sorry. Never mind. That
He's
was
talking
my
about the
figure.
Hella deck.
No,
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, also
yeah.
Yondu is taking some things out. I'm interested. What? Carnage is building up a null that you can Zola. Sure. Okay, yeah.
It also clears out. It also clears out all the hobgoblin-y things.
I don't know. This actually seems a bit like I could read this more like the Thanos deck in the sense that you could pivot to high points if you want, or stay control.
Yes, because
Yeah.
that's the big question now. Is control good right now? My personal answer is no. Do not try to purely counter Ella and Thanos. You're gonna regret it.
Yep.
So you need to actually have a chance to compete on points. Like, Ella doesn't care about Shang-Chi because he just loses priority, and Thanos has Kyra. So right now, pure control isn't a viable strategy. You need to use control tools to lower your opponent's potential low enough that your potential can beat them. But like, that's basically the concept of a control deck is, instead of fighting on who puts up the most points, you fight on how low can I get you so I have enough to beat you.
Lowering somebody else's potential so that my low potential actually pays off is kind of my life philosophy.
Yes, but the thing is, there's still a low potential that you have to achieve. And the problem is, with Ella and Thanos ruling the metagame, that low potential isn't that low at all.
Yeah.
Which is why I think this deck has a lot of control elements, but it also packs the necessary potential to actually win the game. But once again, I'm not forcing anyone on any deck. The goal is just to explain our philosophy, see if we're convincing how we apply it. All right, which style do we want to start with?
I'd say leave flexible for last. And then it's up to you whether you want to start points, control, or flexible.
All right.
Maybe points make sense to start.
No, I'll start with the most difficult one because this is
Not
when
bad
my
for your first game.
brain is fresher.
Okay.
Like, I get, like, no matter where I play Ella, I'm confident I'm probably gonna play it at the same level. Ooh, Thanos. Ooh, Super Flux immediately. Alright, can I draw a negative? Can't.
No.
Bad game.
All right. So another one of the skills required is to draw negative.
Luck. We didn't put luck anywhere.
I gotta have the luck, or what's the point?
Oh, there's
Huh,
already
it's
limbo.
interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, but you can use magic to cancel superflux. Oh, yeah.
Now I have 2 limbos. There's another skill that we need to add in the control. Forgot about is recognition.
Yes.
It goes with the snap and retreat, but all right.
So they're probably going to drop their Kyra
Yep,
this turn. Yep. And we don't have
probably.
priority, so
But we still do it. Pray.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Haha.
Oh,
oh,
good.
nice.
I don't think they were gonna drop Kyra because there was a greenstone that said they wanted to ramp.
Hmm.
Well, we didn't get negative, so
So
Wow, and you have Shang-Chi too. Nice.
yep, we're just gonna play tempo. Aww,
Oh,
bummer.
I was wondering why you didn't play Killmonger. Why you played Killmonger on the magic lane? If what we're trying to do is get something like priority back, or
Because I have Carnage,
okay,
and I need to leave as many lanes as possible free in order to be able to Zola my null.
okay.
Huh.
Well, hold on. If you Iron Man middle and then Zola the monster.
Kind of my plan. Kind of my plan.
mhm.
Two more
Okay.
blue. Oh,
Or
hello,
Miss,
Rogue.
or Mystique Iron Man and then Zola the monster.
I might actually Rogue Mystique. I don't know what I want. Do I want 2 blue Marvels or do I want 2 Iron Mans?
I mean, 2 Iron Man is worth way more, isn't it?
Depends, because where am I putting the second one? Because am I putting it on the right, where I'm gonna kill the
You're
10?
gonna you're gonna Zola, right? So if you put it on the left, then you Zola
Yeah.
the monster, then you get 20 points to each side.
So you mean you want to do Zola now and then Mystique Rogue?
No. We're
No,
putting
you have to
Mystique on
Mystique
the
now.
left, so later it'll get the monster bonus.
Yeah, but
Yep.
that means I can't Rogue his blue Marvel because I'm out of space.
No, I understand that.
Well, you can, rogue his Ant-Man if you want.
It's much
Maybe you'll hit
worse.
armor. I don't know.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's much easier to do this and still have my monster to Zola.
Well, in which case, shouldn't you? You should. Don't you want to do the Mystique first?
No, I still want blue Marvel. I don't need 2 Iron
Oh,
Mans
you
on the
want the
same
Blue
lane.
Marvel. I'm sorry. Okay, I get you doing. You're going for the Blue Marvel
Ah,
or the Khazar.
I'd rather have blue Marvel, not gonna lie. Bad Rogue.
And yeah,
Should have
but you
copied
have two
Iron
big
Man.
ones.
My Yondu is gonna be so good. Oh no! Wow.
Wait, hold on. So,
That's 20 points.
uh,
You're going to lose center. No, you're gonna 20. That's gonna
uh,
be 40 to center.
yeah, hopefully you'll be fine.
My center is gonna
Center,
be
and then
26.
17, and then 17. Yeah, on the left,
Eh,
and then a 30-point Yondu on the right.
30-point Yondu. Let's go.
Oh, you're gonna tie center. No, 26. I'm sorry. I guess that was yeah. Oh well.
Nope. Well, I would
Nope,
have
not
won if I
enough.
did the Mystique first, as you guys recommended, or if I won the 50-50 on Rogue.
But why would you want to have two Ironmans in the same lane?
Well, if that was a blue Marvel, I would have won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the other reason to have two Iron Man in one lane is like, cool. It's now an onslaught.
Yeah, super on fun.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was the control playstyle, and that didn't go so well. Well, we really played control because we didn't have negative. Alright, we said we were gonna keep flexible for last. So now I'm gonna focus on myself. So a lot of what I did in this game was focusing on my opponent, trying to figure out how I could counter them, land my counter cards. Now let's see what happens when I just focus on myself. That's a good. I'll let them think I might be in Chinot for a while.
Oh, I see. That's why you held back the
Black Knight.
All right, that still completely scans. I love that.
Yeah, that's one of the skill that we need to add here. Need to be able to manipulate information, because otherwise you make it too easy for the control decks.
That's right.
Oh. Wait, no, I don't want to discard Ella. No O. Bad O. I'll just pass and slam a She-Hulk in the middle. Wait.
Yeah.
You can still play Black Knight and then She-Hulk, right? You'd have enough next turn.
But I still want to keep hiding what I am.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. This next one is
Of course.
So with your sunspot growing so much, why not put She-Hulk elsewhere?
Because there's an armor that says you can't Shang-Chi me.
Do we think if they're running oh, that's interesting. If they're running what looks like maybe a Loki list or something like that, or a Dino list that we need to worry about Shang?
Well, Quinjet might indicate Loki,
Uh-huh.
which means they can create cards with or
All
Ellie
right.
Carrier. Like Quinjet and Morbius, I'm pretty sure there's Ellie Carrier somewhere in the list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we've got
So is this a Sandman?
Probably gonna be a Sandman Black Knight.
Yeah, because they're just gonna slow him down.
Bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Hopefully they play. Oh.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Get
interesting.
No, they don't. Yeah, they get. They're losing to.
Well, you're losing to 3 different leaders, so that's okay.
Can't retreat.
What the hell?
Hella
Wait,
on
did
the
you
left, just points.
was anything looted in Holland? No, right?
No, we're just playing for points.
Literally just praying at this point.
Yeah, I guess you win center and
Oh,
they
no.
win the whole game.
Yep.
So if we'd played, and if we'd played She-Hulk elsewhere, we would have lost center. So
No, what we
Yeah.
needed to do was play Corvus plus Lady Sif with 6. They would have copied everything and be nothing left in hand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, tricky.
Yep.
Oh, 49. Then low number.
All right, and now I have to be flexible. I have to think about kind of everything at once.
Yeah, and
No.
there's at least a decent chance we're playing against Galactus
Yeah, disproportionate chance.
or Kazoo. It's going to be one of the two.
Yeah. All right, for now, let's scan for information. Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
that's nice.
That's a good hit.
Wait, what?
We'll counter your information gained by a what?
Yeah, multiple men plus Alioth? That's what? A Phoenix? Okay, it's either a move with Alioth, or it's a Phoenix with Alioth, or it's once again one of these weird decks which farm to infinite on a new account, just playing move and you just unlocked Alioth randomly.
I
They
mean,
have
it could just be
cards
that
to
they're
play.
using move. They're still Galactus. They're using like move archetypes just to build a lot of points, and then they want to Alioth on 5 and finish it off with, or
Okay.
sorry, Galactus on 5, finish off with Alioth 6.
Next.
Yeah, so I still think it's just that.
They're oh, that's good.
Which one is that? Right now?
Demon.
Ah, gotcha. Cool. Perfect.
There's the Valkyrie target.
Well, the problem is they have 5 in prio. One. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was still
That's,
in a flexible phase.
Yeah, that's interesting that they retreated right there.
So here's a question: if you were to, I guess, oh, you couldn't do that. If they had priority, and they play on Shuri, if you Valkyried right then to prevent any sort of like Taskmaster play, would that be valuable?
It is, except the card they want to Shuri is Phoenix. And I was afraid that with the extra energy they had available, they could like go Spider or something.
Oh, makes sense.
Like if they snapped, I would have left. I'm happy they gave me a cue.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So
we want a
if
second...
they retreat that early, does it count as flexible?
I was still in my flexible phase. Do we want to get a second round, or does anyone wants to get on it?
Yeah, I think we need to see the moment where you decide to pivot one or the other, right?
All right.
That makes sense.
Let's get a second round. So for now, what we saw is hiding information on the proactive focus on me deck. Try to manage energy on the control deck, because if I just kept all my control cards for the late game, I would have never been able to play all of them. And figure out when do we stop being flexible with the flexible deck. Not a Thanos. Oh. It'd be annoying. Oh, negative. I'll take it.
So negative is the flexible deck, is that correct?
No, negative is the control deck.
Okay. Oh, the flexible deck was bounce?
Flexible deck is bounce.
Okay.
So, I feel like I can snap.
Yeah. And yeah, negative on the right to maybe carnage it later. Yeah.
Exactly. And because I don't want to lose the extra energy, and I don't want to carnage on Necrosha because that reduces the power of my... Oh. That's the Galactus deck. I actually need to be careful. Yondu. Lovely. So. I need to build up points here.
What if you Artem? I mean, can you think of if you could Artem Zone the Hobgoblin to the other sides?
I will.
It would re-trigger. And
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Assuming you haven't been.
That's gonna be on turn 6, and next turn they can
Yeah.
Galactus me.
I understand it. Yeah, you got to figure that out.
So maybe Yondu and Killmonger on the left, and you're hoping
that dude got negative. Sentry. Okay, yeah, it's definitely the Galactus junk deck. Oh, I'm really good at killing Aliath today.
Come on, here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
okay. So now, wait. Sorry. If you just wait to be Galactus and then you reply, yeah. So wait to be Galactus and let those things destroy, and you're baiting them into, like, you've got the counter you need to win. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I do this.
In fact, you could
so they don't give me the void.
Let's see. Yeah. Will it still kill Yondu because you're going to want space?
Yeah, but I don't have priority. So if they Annihilus, it triggers first.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Kill some demon.
All right. So they've got a Galactus there, right?
Yep.
So null plus Mystique.
Plus rogue
And
here,
then
so
just-
I don't
wow.
get the...
Yeah. I'm very happy with this.
This is a pretty impressive play.
Oh no, that snapped actually. I was like, I almost want to snap them for it. That snapped on turn 2. Turn 3. So that was an interesting game because I had the development
Here you
part.
go.
There's the Galactus snap.
Here you go. Here you go.
Yep. But we
The only
focused
question is, will that void? How
ton.
big will the null actually be with all those destructions?
Oh, it's gonna be really
like with the
big.
void.
It's gonna be so big.
Yeah, but it's a lot of 1-pointers in the middle, and then a -10 void, and
Well, it was already a 10, and it's not getting smaller. Oh
Fair.
shit! It's getting smaller. No, it's not.
okay, we're fine. We're fine.
It's bigger than 5. That's all
Oh,
it has to do. Is bigger
it's
than
much
5.
bigger than 5.
That was a very happy 8-cuber.
Yes.
That was nice.
Yeah, as soon as we got a 0-cost null, the game is ours. As long as we keep
That's
one
crazy.
lane open, we're fine.
Yes.
That's pretty
And
crazy.
before we move on to next ones, let's take a look at what we did here. So we focused on our opponent because
Yes.
we knew the metagame. We all recognized pretty well what was coming, where common patterns we did it, key cards we had it, points potential we were confident in that, location impact was big.
Yep.
We were very patient.
Yeah, we baited them very well. We made it look like their Alliath was running over, or their Annihilus deck was running over us.
Yes. We were pretty adaptable, I feel.
Yep.
Because you were going to Zola first, and then you decided not to Zola. So
Yes. And the big thing was we had a really good recognition of what they were gonna do. So even if we won with a negative deck, we clearly played this one as a control because we focused on ourselves almost never. We focused on ourselves in the first 2 turns until we played negative because that was the only thing we had to do, and then we played control for the whole entirety of the game.
Yeah.
And that's
one more thing that we did well is we snapped very, very early. The bait doesn't work because if we snap that on 5, they're like, okay, they can read what we're doing, so they have the counter. Yeah.
But that's another thing that changes in this metagame is usually control decks are gonna snap in 2 different timings. They can snap very early because they recognize their opponent and they know they're countering it, or they can snap very late once they know the situation is under control. The good thing with these, what I would call new decks, wait, I just want to wait and black swan into werewolf. With these new control decks, which are decks with a high potential, but are still able to play control, is the fact that you are able to snap much earlier than regular control decks.
Yep.
Armor. Take armor. That's cool. We get a preview of the. Oh, we skipped the focus on ourselves deck. Oof. Actually,
yeah.
good not to take it.
So, yep.
Aw, come on. Not fun. All right, so short, flexible. So know when to be control or when to focus on yourself. Here, I was clearly on a focus on myself. But there's one that we didn't consider here. Well, we didn't write it. I'm pretty sure we considered it. Because here, I was pretty sure I had more potential than my opponent. Because if I go back to this game, it was going to be werewolf into hood, forge. I was going to win Asgard. Next turn, I was going to falcon. All the 1 costs. If I was very lucky, I was going to beast black swan. So I could have done it differently. But I didn't do it this way. Which is, I could have not have werewolf on the left. And just have forge. And have a werewolf somewhere else. So I had myself open for a beast on black swan as well. Wait, actually no, because I was going to do that on turn 5. Made no sense to beast black swan. So no, it was just werewolf on the left to draw cards.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the big moment there was when you were starting to play hood and then forge onto, and you're like, wait, no. Black Swan means all those are going to be free later with Werewolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is a big one with flexible decks. It's
Yeah.
go lower. Can you? No, you can't get in the middle. I want a straight arrow. Can I have that? Guess not. But yeah, we need to know all the possibilities because that's how we make our choice. If we don't know all the possibilities, we don't know when to focus on ourselves or when to be controlled.
And since a lot of that one is based on knowing the potential, if you have more potential, like you've got to be able to think of the most useful thing you can do with your current draw in order to make that decision.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
let's go back to the proactive focus on ourselves. Then it's your turn. Kill the Ella, otherwise I can offer a destroy ramp.
Well, if the point is to be nimble across different decks, let's pick a different deck. Let's try the ramp.
I'm pretty sure it's good with the location as well because it's a deck that plays Electro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a ramp. I have a ramp deck, a Hella ramp or whatever that I was going to try. So.
Do I want that, Nico? Probably not. I guess I want the draw or the. I don't want the draw. Really, I don't have much. What? They really need to fix this. This Wolverine should be on my board and be 4 power.
Yep, correct.
Alright. Do we think we can get the raft?
So I haven't seen what's in this deck, but
It's a Nimrod Destroyer.
It doesn't seem well.
Because let's say this one is the featured location. Okay. I could.
So you Nico on the middle, and then you Carnage on the left. It'll move over to the middle and not destroy the Nico, and then you're at 2 cards on there.
Yeah, but because there's a featured location, I feel like if this is the featured one, I can just directly go to Iron Lad. If I get Nimrod, now I can do this. Nobody gets the raft.
You don't want to save that Carnage for Nimrod?
But I'm actually asking myself, do I need to remove this? Because otherwise I can't play Nimrod. Well, on 5. But the thing is, it's a destroy deck, so maybe I just want to win with null. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were going to take it. They were going to take it.
The raft, yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
Okay.
That's really, really good.
Now you can ignore the left lane, the left location.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, so
next turn I'm gonna.
I wish I knew.
What's in my deck? Grandmaster.
Yes, that's a good question.
Grandmaster, Zola, and X23. But none are good right now. So I guess I want to do this.
Well, if you get the no, yeah, I guess never mind.
Go ahead.
Why not Destroyer and Null? And count on Destroyer to win one lane and Null to be big in the other?
Because if they destroy here, they're super flexible.
Of course, if you also knew what Null, if you Nimrod Destroyer, then you can. I guess never mind. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Do you have enough to play the Destroyer now to eliminate the Electro, or no? I guess not.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you can just destroy. But... Yeah, Nimrod somewhere else and then Destroyer twice. You'll copy all those Nimrods.
That was one of the ideas as well. And the other
Yeah.
idea was if I draw Grandmaster,
All the-
it's a party because I can go destroy your left or right and then Grandmaster it and trigger it again. Twice.
Yeah.
Oh, they're back. Forgot about that. X.
We've got one card.
This is Zola or Grandmaster. So actually, what's the bad in doing this?
Well, first of all, Electro won't let you do that.
True. Bad Electro. I hate you.
Yes.
Wait, distant, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Carnage. That's 12. Def.
Okay.
That's a lot of cards. Come down to Wolverine.
Double Wolverine?
No, we don't get double Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, no, I meant double points, right? He becomes a 6. Nope,
No.
that didn't help you. If it had gone,
They were too flexible. They were way too flexible.
it had to go on left, yeah. Oh
Well,
no, not even there.
If he went on the left,
It
did we
wouldn't
win?
won.
Because I think we tied.
No, it would have won it all. No, it would have. You would have lost on the right, yeah.
All right. So the proactive decks didn't do really well. Like we got the game plan. Well, not the Ella deck didn't do anything, and this one had a week out. So that's more things that we can. Here, no. This one, put that aside so it's balanced. Call it knowing your outs, but outs. It's kind of calculus, actually. That is clearly calculus. Go over. No, all right. So we have the map, and we need to apply it. So who's going first?
I'll do it.
You go? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, part of being flexible decks, I can't always say go second, right? So, all right, let me share my screen. That's adorable. Okay, so let me just check if the decks I'm running counts. So here's proactive. This seems it's not the same one you had, but same basic idea. Does that seem all right?
Joining the stream.
Cool.
That's pretty proactive.
All right. Let's
Well,
see. Then for let's see. I might do. Where are we? This might be my. Does this count as? This is just maybe flexible. I don't know. Maybe it's. Well, no. Shang, Enchantress, Spider Ham. I would buy this as flexible.
This is flexible. You can play controller, you can play point.
Yeah. All right. And then the last one I need is just pure control, right? So what do I want to do for this? Let me just remind myself. This doesn't count as control.
You could count this one as the flexible one and the bounce as the control.
Okay. Yeah. Is this? Would we call this flexible? Where's the?
Where does the flexibility comes in?
Yeah. This doesn't. This seems like. I don't think that would count actually.
When do you play Loki? Which opponent do you play Loki against?
Oh.
When do you switch your deck and
gotcha.
when you don't?
Gotcha. Okay. Right. Loki automatically flexible. Got it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with proactive, just because I feel like it takes the least attention. So let's go with that. Okay. So selected. Let's go. I like the idea of glam rock as like one of the 6 infinity zones. The glam rock.
Glamour.
I amuse myself. Okay. End turn. Okay, that's perfectly fine for me. I want to make sure I don't add extra sentinels to my deck, so this seems like the place to play it.
At least you want a 2-0 on the board.
Believe it or not. Ah. Oh well. Honestly, I'm not convinced it's that big of a problem.
My question is, why did you play there, knowing there's a featured location?
Well, if what I want to do is discard a bunch of cards, I don't want to bloat up my entire hand with sentinels. I guess I could be discarding them into deep space, so maybe it wasn't that big of a problem. But still, it seemed good to keep a heavy focus on the big cards.
Okay.
So, do I still Invisible Woman here,
Well,
or do I go to the left?
Are you running Dracula?
No.
Then Visible Woman left. The cards won't trigger the Orchid until they actually reveal, right? So
Nice.
you get one.
So that's interesting that they would choose to play there. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so I want to just discard this here, I think. That way it won't come back to hand.
Probably. But what are you playing next turn?
Next turn, at this point, I'm either hoping to draw a Modoc or a Super Giant or maybe a Magic.
Okay, isn't it
So
fine to just have an extra sentinel in hand in case? You have space.
When would I play it then? Either one of those is going to take either 5 or
Yeah, but if you draw
so
one
much that I
that
can't.
takes all your energy, you just keep the sentinel. The sentinel doesn't prevent you from drawing, so it doesn't hurt. Just like if you draw magic, you play sentinel to the right because you get another one.
Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood that one.
See, and
is this now where
here,
you just
Yeah.
this turn you would have
you
played the
never
sentinel
have?
on dip space because you drew a brick. So now
Yeah.
you're just 3 points short on the right.
Okay, but so I think this
You
is
got
retreat. I don't have any of the things I need to pull off combos or win multiple lanes.
the Magneto will take both of those cards on the right to the left, but that doesn't help you any.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I mean, they
Yeah.
haven't snapped, so this still seems fine.
I mean, I would retreat, but
Well,
what's the
it's going
point?
to be
But,
one cube if I retreat this
yeah,
turn or
yeah,
next
I
turn,
guess
right?
that's what it's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If they snap, I certainly retreat.
Oh, here comes Doom.
And that is of no use to me. So let's see what do we have. So I can take. So if I move Iron Lad, I'm giving them even more of a bonus because that's an Omega. Yep, and there's the snap.
You just
Yeah, I think there's nothing to be done here.
Oh, they're
you might win
actually
the one
nice.
lane.
They make the decision easier for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that way. So I think whether or not I played Sentinel on the right or held it or center, it wouldn't have mattered. I didn't draw any of the combos I
Yeah.
needed to preserve the option.
Yep, these decks are.
Yeah. Nope.
And
This
this is
is
something that we can
because
add.
Den is trying to stream this and teach, so therefore the code knows, and so it ruins your draw.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's right. Yes. The programming actually requires that there be good teachable moments.
I don't know how to write this, but basically, because your deck is more impacted by draws, locations, and that kind of things, you are more prone to tilt, so you need to be more resistant.
So is that could either be a deck building awareness, like what gives you a backup if you have bad draw, or you could be thinking of that in terms of just snap and retreat skills. Know when you don't have it. Yeah. Okay, we are ready for the control bounce.
Go.
All right. And this one's a slightly older list. This is like maybe a week ago, so it'll be interesting to see how it performs. Okay, so we've got a Thanos.
Yeah.
So given that, their chance of the white hot room is pretty good, but I see no reason not to do this.
I don't see either.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I could just Iceman here to screw up their draw. Either way, I still don't think I'm going to get this, but it's better than falconing right now.
Yeah.
And
It
you
also
draw another
opens
one cost.
drawing a 1 cost and just going Falcon next turn.
That's right.
And Iceman might limit their ability to contest White Hot Room.
That's right.
But they're no 1 cost with 10 power.
Okay, so I still think Falcon. Wait, no, hold on. No. If I do Beast, then those are going to be free, and I only have to play that plus Falcon, get them back. If they don't grab it this turn, I still think.
Well, there's
Yeah,
also
I
the
think this
fact
is
that
Beast.
you have Werewolf in your hand. Werewolf loves 0 cost on reveal cards.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Ah,
But they're
okay.
gonna give it to you. That's nice.
Well, so do we snap here?
Well, you can still
I
tie
guess
it.
let's see what this is.
Oh, wow.
Then we have the exact.
So they're going to take it next turn?
Oh.
Ganto and a Thanos. What is that?
LG? Lockjaw Thanos?
Maybe.
Oh. Hold on. I still think this is snappable.
I think it is.
But
I know
yeah,
what I
let me
would
see.
do. But
Yeah, so the best werewolf move. Let's see, if we start with something like we want to pull it back here.
well,
Sorry, what?
you can't werewolf and take the left.
No, you need white room.
Sure you can. You just do something like this and then bring it back.
Yeah, where are your 4 cards?
It's only 3.
Oh,
Werewolf
wait,
is 3.
right, yeah. Right,
You have
my
to do
bad.
it this turn.
All right, don't play werewolf. Just play everything on the left with Cole.
Okay. So let's do I want to do
Forge Iceman Cole.
Yeah. Yep.
Everybody gets
It
it.
doesn't matter. You get +3 energy, so you'll have
No,
enough to grow your werewolf.
And you still have Falcon
And we
to
still have
use,
Falcon
too.
for space. Yep.
And yeah, that's good. And you got Shang-Chi, which is nice.
So let's let's see. Any reason not to do it like this?
Nope.
All right. Fine.
It's okay.
Shang-Chi with his name on it.
That's right.
Yep. With 2 names on it.
That's right. First and last name.
Shang-Chi is bilingual.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got. Ooh, this is so juicy. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 7. No, we want to preserve that, so that's How many bounces do we have? Let's see. That's going to give us. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, so we want to make sure that the werewolf doesn't end up here at the end, if possible, because we're already going to do fine there. So let's put this here, and then we come back to a Shang.
Do you need to put
No,
the
that's too much
forge buff on
overkill.
Shang?
Nope,
No,
nope,
you
nope.
want
So
the
I'm going to
forge.
just do this.
No Yondu. Forge is better because Forge is a
This
1-3,
one?
Yondu is a 1-2. It's still Forge. Black Swan
Okay.
to the right.
Black Swan to the right.
You can't do that, no?
Yes, you can.
Is-
It's fine. You
Okay.
bring back
But
Shang. You bring back Shang. Yeah, bring it back to Shang. And then
Is it
play
1 point? Oh, I'm sorry. You
Iceman.
have like tons of.
And then play
Yeah.
Iceman where you
You
want
have tons
Werewolf.
of energy.
Okay, and
You
let's
still
see.
have
They're
two,
going to.
right? No, one.
Wait, no, hold on. They have priority. Why aren't they going to just move it? Well, they can't move both.
They can only move one.
So then I want Werewolf here to contest like Typhoid or Magneto moving
Make a
to over
decision.
there.
Timer's off.
Here.
We hope they don't have what's it called? What's her name? Oh, look at that. Oh, a little 5-drop. Oh, cute. The cute Bob.
You actually win. Okay,
Looks good to
so here you did one big mistake, which is part of the flexible, which we didn't include in the chart. And it's called time management, which I'll expand, actually. Resource management.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
There's time. There's energy.
There's the soul and power
Arts.
management. Yeah.
And space. These are the 4 things we're playing with.
Yeah.
The big mistake you did here was when you were done with your turn 5, you pressed end turn. So instead of using all that time you had left to start planning your turn 6 and considering the few options of what you were going to do with your werewolf, you passed. And so when turn 6 started, you started from 0, a very difficult turn. So instead of giving yourself, I don't know, a minute 45, you gave yourself a minute 10 for absolutely no reason.
Yep. You know, I've honestly never considered that. Like, why not run down the clock knowing that you've got more time to think next time?
Makes sense.
Well, I think the one thing I did right there was noticing the Space Stone come down on.
That was really good.
Yeah, and like, look, they aren't going to want to stack too many things on one place and get themselves killed, so knowing to end up on the right. But if I had an extra minute to think about it, like, it wouldn't have been down to the wire.
Well, I guess it wouldn't matter because if you would put the werewolf in the center, you would have won anyways. As long as the werewolf doesn't end on the left, you would have won.
We're not debating whether this lost him the game.
No.
We're debating could he have had a much quieter turn 6.
Yeah.
I understand.
Like,
without completely understand.
Yeah, without then having to say, like, time's out, you got to decide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, for sure.
No, that
was a good point.
That's good. Use the clock. So if what we said earlier is that some of these rounds are going to require much more attention and focus and deliberation,
would you
like
say
when you're
some
playing
of
flexible
these
or control,
rounds are going to be flexible?
Yep, there you go. So start banking. It's almost like your timer is like a sunspot. You know, soak up some time you want to use later.
Yeah.
Well,
I like that.
I think what is the clock on this? Is it 1 minute? 1 minute 30?
No, I think like I'm not exactly sure of the numbers, but I think like it's turn 1, you have like 45 seconds, and you get like plus 5 seconds per turn, something like that.
Okay. So you should think of the game as a 7-minute game and not think of the game as 6 1-minute games, right? Of
course.
So that's a good point.
I like that. I've never actually considered that.
It's the exact same thing as when you consider your energies. You're like, all right, on turn 6, I want to play Shang, Enchantress, and Killmonger. And you're like, wait, the game's not gonna let me do that. Oh, I have to play one now. That's the exact same thing with time. You're like, all right, next turn, the information I have to deal with is one new card. So I already have like 90% of the information already. My werewolf is gonna bounce 5 times. Okay, if I figure 4 of them, next turn I need to figure 1 bounce. If I don't do it, next turn I have to figure 5 bounces.
Yep.
And also, it's something with like 3 scenarios. I'm not really sure. Like when you make scenarios and it looks like a tree. I don't know how you call that in English.
Make scenarios and it looks like a 3. I'm not
Like
sure yet.
basically you map out your scenarios
branching,
like they're
you're
branches
branching
of a
the
tree.
scenarios. Yeah, so you're branching scenarios as opposed to
Literally
a
this.
linear
Like
path.
Yeah.
people call this like branches of a tree.
Yeah.
You can't do the full tree, but it's much easier to draw 2 branches than a full tree. That's the same thing. You can already have like 2 scenarios down, plus like you had like what, 4 cards left in the deck at that point?
Yep.
So actually you could have mapped out every single scenario, and then depending on which card you draw, you just pick the one you want.
Yeah. So it could be that I've got my default play unless something changes the situation. So now you're just comparing the default versus is there something better I can do than the default?
Yes.
You're streamlining the information processing.
I call that the supermarket analogy. You go to the supermarket to buy something specific. If they don't have it, you consider the other options available. But you still go to the supermarket with one idea in mind. I'm gonna buy this. It's the same thing here. I'm gonna do this. And then the card comes out and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. So I like this because if you have a blank slate question, what is the best thing I can do? The information processing is way more intense. If it's just you're in a pairwise situation, is there something better than this? It's always easier to narrow 2 down to 1
You
than it is to
transform an
mine the
open
possibilities.
question. You transform
Yes.
open question into yes or no. Like literally, instead of going from you go from what do I want to do to is it better?
And this is actually really important for a player like me who's prone to like overly mapping out things. One way to compensate for that is force myself into closed questions.
Exactly.
Ah, all right. Or if I'm watching the clock in a certain way, open myself up to think more. Yeah, this is really, really good.
All right. I believe we have one more deck to play.
That's right.
And that's good that we saw that before the flexible.
Yeah, that's right.
Because, for example, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna realize that you were already doing this, you just didn't know it. When you play Loki on turn 4, do you pass?
Oh, you mean like do I
Like
surrender
Loki
the time
gives
or
you a full hand, right?
yeah.
So what's your logical reaction to that? Wait and consider your options.
Yeah.
That's the exact same thing, except when we're given a full new hand, our brain immediately pulls up the brakes and he's like, wait.
What do I have? Yeah.
But sometimes we need to do that. But because we're not like bombarded with a ton of new information, we think we're good. And then we actually get into it and we're like, oh my god, my werewolf is gonna bounce 8 times? I have no idea what I'm doing right now. All right, let's go into Loki.
Let's see it. And Loki, yeah, it's Moon Girl.
Oh, okay. I was like, Moon Knight?
Yeah. No. All right. I'm going to surrender my time because this doesn't require the current thinking, but
I'm going to surrender my time.
that's right.
You're debating now?
Oh, that's very kind of it. So I'm going to put collector. The only question is where do I want to put it? Because any of the things I do, Glaive, are going to go to the left. So do I want to block off the left? Or do I want to just start competing with another lane? And I think I want to compete elsewhere. So I might drop collector here. It's an unreveal.
Remember what's the
Oh, right. The location, yes. So I'm going to put it in the middle.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
I mean, you
Yeah,
could argue
thank you.
you don't care about the location.
Well,
But oh my god!
here's
Now
something
you
else I
don't.
didn't check.
Now I
Okay.
Oh my
pick
god!
the location.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you.
We wanted
Okay, thank you.
we wanted
Ben's
to work
coaching
on
paid off.
flexibility. Go.
There you go.
So now we have to
Okay.
pay Glade. Right?
So this is interesting because Loki against Thanos, I don't necessarily get those same benefits. So let's
Yeah, it's
see. Copying Moon Girl, Coulson. If I do Coulson right now, that would put me at a full deck. I still would like to try to maybe discard that. I think it's worth doing Corvus now for even more energy
Well, why don't
and
you
maybe
do,
a Helicarrier.
why don't you do Corvus Agent and Corvus?
Oh, right, because I'm not counting well. So I'm going to do that
The
and
opposite.
then.
The opposite.
Oh, really?
well, that way you
Should I?
you draw garbage cards more, and you keep your good cards.
Whereas I was
You
trying to
discard
target
them.
Helicarrier. I see. Okay.
You're gonna miss. So you 50%
Okay.
chance of hitting Loki, or 25% chance of hitting Loki, right? So
Fair enough. Oh, that's interesting.
there you go.
Okay.
And you have Moon Girl and everything. It's interesting because
Let me see what we discarded. It's Legion and Ghost Rider. Okay, so that's neat. So I'm gonna have 5 energy.
So I've been saying we've been talking about this, but I've been actually on Loki with Thanos. I've been using my Loki more often because I needed those big. They have so many big cards in their deck. It's really good finisher. That's just been my experience.
So I think I want to beta and let's see. Moon Girl's not that great right now, but I could actually do beta and Loki. And then, well, if I'm going to do that, I want to do Snow Guard beta. So I'm still going to have the potential to draw my hammers and possibly play some good cards from them.
I would Moon Girl and
Not even beta.
you don't need to.
He wants the double.
No
You
Snow
get
Guard.
double beta.
Moon Girl and Loki.
Oh,
You get
wait.
the,
So don't Snow Guard.
No, you don't need to.
Okay.
You still have 2 turns to play. Play
Okay.
that Loki. There's no more time. You're gonna get.
Sorry, play that Loki.
Yeah, like this. That's perfect.
Okay. All right.
You're gonna get a hand of 6 cards. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You still get to draw. You transform. You have 2 turns with an absolute ton of energy to work with.
wow.
Okay. Well, let's see what we got here. Okay, so they're looking very good on the right. What do I have here? We've got 6 energy. So Lockjaw and what's still in my deck? Zabu, Lady Sif, Helicarrier. These aren't that great. So let's see. I've got a Cull. I don't have a 1-drop for that. So I think maybe. Let's see, is Werewolf worth it?
You have any unreveal in hand.
No. Nope. So I think I want to Scar.
You want a Thanos. Because Scar
Yeah, because
reduces.
Star gets cheaper next turn.
Oh, yes. Exactly.
Left.
Thank you. Left? Okay. And then
Thanos.
I think I want to Lockjaw and Kyra
Kyra
in the middle.
up.
Oh, okay.
No Lockjaw. Left.
No Lockjaw.
So just here?
Yeah, if you.
Okay.
I would have played left because I want to see what's happening with their Lockjaw before I make a decision on what to commit.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking I want to try to introduce some decision process of where they move the vision. So if it looks like I'm contesting multiple lanes, now they have to choose.
Well, the thing is, you said it yourself. It's not looking good on the right. You know you're going to lose the right. So
Yeah.
there's no suspense on where you're going to contest. You got to win the other 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now if the Dino, let's say I play 2 cards, Dino's going to be 3 plus 8. That's going to be 11. If I do like Scar and Devil Dino, do I get more points from doing those? No.
Sylph plus Werewolf's 11.
But compared to something like this,
I mean, you can still play Scar either way because you have 7 points. So Sylph plus Werewolf is 11 plus the 7 from Scar. I mean, 11 from Scar.
okay.
Devil is 11 as well. But Sif is a 1 with Dino on the.
Let's see.
Personally, I would retreat.
Yes.
For what it's worth.
You'd retreat from this for 4 points, yeah.
I'm like, the thing is, you already lost right, and I'm pretty sure they play Blob and you never match it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right.
Yep.
So
let's see, where did we go wrong on this one? Or did we just get outdrawn?
It's Magneto.
Both.
Hold on. Sorry, what?
We went wrong on the fundamentals of the game.
Oh, okay, good. So minor mistake.
Because a flexible deck, remember, resource management.
Mm-hmm.
Time was okay. We went to the timer every single. Energy wasn't so good.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it feels like when you start a turn with a flexible deck, it feels like you're starting from 0. You're not starting from 0. You already know how much energy you have available. You already know how much space you have available. You already know how many cards you have available, and you have a board state. Okay.
Yep.
So, for example, if we go back to turn 5, they played Magneto, and we just had our Loki. So we're at the start of turn 5.
Mm-hmm.
We know the right is lost. So, board state, we gotta win left and middle.
Mm-hmm.
Energy state, we're really good. Our hand is super cheap.
Yep.
So what we need to assess is the card state. We need to assess we have enough points to win that left and middle against a Thanos deck.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the thing you didn't do.
Yeah, we ran into some difficult combos where, like, Sif is going to weaken the dinosaur. Werewolf requires on reveals, which we don't have. Cull requires 1-drops, which we don't have. So we had a lot of points in hand, but we couldn't capitalize on them, which meant our energy advantage was actually gone. Because it doesn't matter if we can afford the things that we can't really play or utilize well. And that wasn't really recognized quickly.
Yes, there was one thing you could have tried, which was Lockjaw on turn 5, but we didn't really have anything to throw behind it. Was the problem.
Right.
Because if it got you Quinjet, that opened Coal Obsidian, and if it got you Helicarrier, that was point.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I was wondering about a Lockjaw Kyra combo.
Yes. But by at that point, we still had Lady Sif in the deck, which wasn't that good. And because we had Lady Sif, the problem is we had 75% chance for the pull to be bad.
Yeah, that's
because if we pull Quinjet, the problem is, in order to play Coal Obsidian on Lockjaw's location, we need to play another card.
It's already good.
Because otherwise it turns.
Yeah, that's right. That's the problem. Okay,
if we pull Zabu, it's just bad. If we pull Lady Sif, it makes her Dino bad. So there was only Helicarrier, which was a decent pull.
I see. So one way, if we reach that post-Loki turn where we have a lot of different decisions to map out, if there's an obvious combo in hand, it helps us start filtering down. We didn't get the obvious combo, so we were stuck in the high processing what can we do state.
Exactly. And the problem at that point is that you need to process a ton of information really quickly.
Yes.
And so, for lack of time, we just went for the obvious thing, which was just play Thanos so your score reduces in.
Yeah, and you could see the information tax on me because I'm playing Scar, and you're both like, wait, it's going to be cheaper next turn, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And meanwhile, all they had to do, like, none of this matters unless we look at the comparison, right? Yeah, we're in a high information processing state. What did they have to do? Drop a Thanos, like move a Vision. It was just a much simpler game for them.
Yes.
They have to win one lane. That's what it is.
Yes.
You have to win 2. You have to win
lane
1
already as well. Like,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The only thing you had for you was the fact that you knew their Shang-Chi was out. That's the only thing you had
Yeah,
going.
that's right. That's right. God, I love this game. It's amazing how like a little thing can just induce a wildly different game for you. Okay. So are we running the cycle again? Do we want to do flexible again, or do we want to pivot to bishop?
Bishop, do you want to take a run, or do you want to stay
I have
on
to take a run
farm?
because I'm gonna have to get out of here in about 20, 30 minutes max, or 25 minutes max. So
I love it. I'll
you
turn
guys,
off the stream.
cool.
Right. Well, I mean, we'll probably end after this after Bishop's turn, but we'll get
I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
I love this idea
Okay.
of the wind sprints triathlon kind of thing. Like we're just going to pivot constantly and
Oh wow.
see how you're handling it.
This is actually how we used to prep tournaments in other card games, because the format forces you to bring multiple decks, so you need to be able to play multiple decks in a row.
I really like this, and I hope we keep doing it. This was fun.
The for some reason sharing my screen crashed Snap. That was kind of weird.
We see Marvel
Had to
Snap,
restart
and we
Snap.
see it's loading in the bottom right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it crashed. It was already loaded and it went pitch black, and so I had to restart it. So it took. Sorry about that. That's weird. Okay, here we go. So deck wise, I'm gonna these. Let's see what we have here. So I was gonna try this for the yourself deck. This is sort of a Rampella deck that I kind of pieced together from what someone else played. I'm not sure the cards are perfect, but it seems to be pretty okay. I took your inverse deck because I thought that was interesting I'm sorry, actually no. I want to use the Glaive Loki for the flexible deck because I thought that's kind of fun.
Okay.
And then for
control, or do you have another control?
I was originally, but then I think I'm going to go to this because I went back to playing this a little bit, or not this one, but this one, and it's doing okay. So I was going to try to see if this is the control deck.
All right.
So
all right.
And then importantly, we have to see your name because you apparently changed it for.
So let's start with the Rampella deck because that's the one. Whoops, that's the one that like. I don't know. I'm not the best playing with, but we'll try this. So, all right. So there we go.
And what is your name?
It's not the exact definition, but I thought you would get a kick out of it nonetheless.
You know what? The philosopher in me is very happy.
Wait, isn't it stoicism, not stoicism? Or is that an inside joke I'm missing?
Did it mistype? I might have.
Yes. So define stoicism. I can't.
Yeah, that's even funnier. It's just like, can you define stoicism? I have no idea what you're talking about here.
So this is actually great to introduce like an information paralysis in the opponent. Like, what does that name mean? And they're learning how to pluck.
Okay, so obviously my goal right now is probably Electro onto Rickety Bridge.
Yes.
So we'll pass because what else am I going to do?
Okay.
Oh, no, it's Hunt from Inferno. Maybe we can get used to that. I won't play anything here.
Do you have any card below 3?
I don't think so. I have a Zabu.
Okay.
I think there's a Zabu.
Oh, that's gonna sting your.
Oh,
Wait.
it's not gonna work. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hold on.
2 things. First, if you play Electron Rickety Bridge, do you really think they're gonna play on it?
No, I mean I'd have to play Grave on it, but also which would be bad.
No, but they're gonna pull you.
Number 2, you're a Hella deck, right?
Yeah.
You have discard and no Hella in hand.
Yeah.
So just Corvus.
So Corvus and hope for Panther and good stuff.
To draw Hella.
Yeah.
And if you get like good discards, you just Ghost Rider them back.
Yep. Okay. That could be good.
Yeah. Interestingly, now they can play on Rickety Bridge once they fill up Great Web and not worry about it.
Yeah. So I think Panther mid. Because I do have Arnim Zola in this deck.
Yeah, but Panther left is
It's
going
not
to
going to
die.
stay mid.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It's going to move. Yeah. Okay. So, and then Ghost Rider on. No, I guess that's
Why
not going to
not?
be the happen. So
Maybe just a Zabu? Like, I don't know what your... No, hold on, because you have an Alioth plan 5. Yeah. Yeah, like,
I
I
like
think...
points. We're
Yeah,
a proactive
points.
deck. We gotta focus on ourselves. When we don't know, play points.
Wakanda forever!
Yep.
There's Hela.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So Ghost Rider now. Ghost Rider Zabu.
why
Or Ghost Rider,
not?
I guess.
So we can try to snipe something with an Alioth, and then Hela after that.
We don't have priority.
Yeah, but you know what's a really good
Yes.
card to have priority?
Hela.
Yep. Okay.
Do you
That's
play
right.
Hela now?
Yeah, I do. Hey, Ella to the
And
right.
just
Why not play to the right?
behind
Yeah.
it?
Minions to me.
Oh, darn.
Oh, Electro, come on.
Okay, so we got priority,
Okay.
but they can just vision Rickety Bridge left and play one card.
Well, I mean, if
So
they... Yeah, so what we're hoping is they move vision to the left. Then
with it,
we're going to kill something with Alioth, and then the vision would move right back to the right.
no, but I mean they're gonna. This is the final turn. So if Eliath, they just have to move vision and play something behind that, right? I'd have to Ghost Rider into Rickety. I'd have to Eliath Rickety Bridge, but I'll lose either way. So it's to stay in its leader, right?
The only
But
way
then
you
if they
stay
play
in
behind,
it is leader on
I
Rickety
lose.
Bridge. You do that, and
Yeah,
you probably lose.
yeah. So I think I retreat.
Yes. So, one thing in this game.
Escaped!
You're actually playing this like a control player.
Mm-hmm.
That's not surprising.
Yes. You're trying
Yes.
to use a lot of information, which is good, but it's too early in the process. It's like you're trying to build a car and you're starting with the doors.
Okay.
No, you start with the engine. Your engine is points. It's getting your synergies online. Until you have not done this, all the other information is completely useless because your deck cannot compete anyway. Get in a situation where you're able to compete and then ask yourself, how do I win? You don't sign up to a race or like a sprint if one of your leg is hurt.
Yeah.
Get your legs to function, then ask yourself, can I beat that person? Am I faster than them? They just like throw an elbow or something because they're faster than me. But
And in this case, the sprained... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But that's the second part of the game plan. Here, we were running behind most of the game, and the moment we could have catched up, Ella decided to throw Electro on the freaking right.
Yes.
Exactly.
But until the moment we played Ella, there should have been no consideration outside of how the hell do I come back on points? Because that's the only thing my deck is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have Shang-Chi, you don't have Enchantress, you don't have Killmonger, you don't have comeback card. You have Leader, you have Elliot, cards that reward you for being ahead. You're not ahead, you don't think about those cards because they're literally 6 cost, do nothing. So you need to, first step, the only thing that should be in your mind is, how do I create a situation where I activate that second part of my deck?
Yeah, and a lot of your point potential in this particular deck is based on location control because you can like copy whatever. And then the combination of Rickety Bridge and Great Web hook off your ability to make those combos. So plugging, like one part of catching up is you've got to plug Great Web.
All right, let's do another one with Ella, if we can apply those concepts.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good because that's gonna introduce the next session, which we discussed when we started those coachings, but we actually never got into it. Hey, we said we're gonna do it again. The game's doing it again. I don't see what's the problem here.
The
The
This is the
coach
code
said
deciding.
rewind. Marvel Snap was like, okay, rewind.
I didn't know you had that kind of power, Dan. It's amazing.
I didn't know either, but then, like,
So this is obviously we're going to play here because we don't want to worry about. We want to
Yeah.
get the on reveal.
Yep.
The revealed one. And hope for a Iron Lad. Oh, good. Okay, so. Hi. The decisions. We have a chance to. We have a what 50% chance to send in Hela. So that's probably not good.
all
Well,
right.
but if
So-
we Corvus on the right, we can try to keep priority.
You're not seeing the big picture. Yes, you have 50% to discard Ella. But is Ella the only way you win? Because if you discard Ella and Leader, you can Black Panther and Zola.
Yep.
Right.
So,
Okay.
it's not just Ella. It's how many of your play patterns Corvus can take away. You have 0 turn 4s in hand right now.
Let's drop the
Go
glaive
for it.
in the middle.
Go for it.
Yeah.
In the middle.
Glaive in middle.
Play it.
Yeah.
Timer.
Well,
Timer.
yeah. Timer.
It's okay. Go ahead. Wave.
In the middle so you can control locations and copy things.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is it just
Yeah,
lagging
I
on
seen that.
stream?
Did you guys lose?
We're here.
The stream is super laggy.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it might just be. So Panther, right?
Oh, okay. Sorry, we just caught up. I didn't
Okay.
see any of that. Okay.
Wait, question. Big question. We played Corvus. Well, we played Zabu into Corvus, which is about the best thing this deck can do in the first 2 turns, in the first 3 turns, right?
Mm-hmm.
We still have Ella in hand. And we have a turn 5. What else do you need exactly to snap? Like, what better out
Oh,
can this deck
yeah.
have?
Okay, so snap.
Oh, snap.
And then Panther on Fisk Tower?
Yes. Plus, your opponent did literally nothing.
Wakanda forever.
He protected his rock.
Protected his rock. Oh my god. It's a shielded rock.
Well, good. And Ella's no cheaper. Oh. Oh, this is...
Okay. Why do you think they played wave? Oh wait, no, we're doing.
You're
Sorry,
gonna-
we're doing control again. My bad.
So
Make some
I think
points. Make some
Sandman...
points.
Well, we can
So-
control now because we're ahead.
Right, so Sandman, I think, on... I think Sandman, because they're gonna be stopped.
Yeah. And then you can either Hela or if you get Zola the Panther. I feel good about
Well,
that.
Zola's inside the Hela. It got discarded
gotcha.
by Glaive. So if
Gotcha.
if the Zola hits the Panther, then that could
Yeah.
be good.
All right.
It's not the best play, but it's something. Okay. That's not great.
I think that's a fun trade. Oh no, Magneto's gonna be just
Magneto
fine.
doesn't
That's right.
die.
Yeah. That's right. That's clever.
Minions.
Oh,
to
look at
me.
that!
Oh, oh, that's
It's gonna-
fun. Oh, that's
Cut
fun.
off one head,
Oh.
one more shall take
Oh
its
my
place.
god. Okay, hold on. Is it possible to like snap again?
Not sure we snap again.
That's funny though. It would have been nice to hit something else, but
So wait, what order
Now
does it tie in?
that
Good. Now the Magneto goes.
Magneto dies.
Oh, that's
Oh, it
delightful.
doesn't. It doesn't
That's
die.
delightful.
No, but you can
Wait, why
kill it
not?
next
We
turn.
lost protection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Magneto was
Didn't-
ahead of Kyra in the lane, so he checked first.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, what have you drawn? Oh, it's
That's
lucky.
it. I got Doom.
What?
A Doom?
I got Doom.
Oh, you drew the best
There's,
card in your deck. Congratulations.
there's nothing else I can
Alright.
do.
Doom
Yep.
rules all.
All right. So
So I win. There you go.
nice. That was pleasing.
Victory.
Okay, so here, compared to the previous game, we had the lead going into turn 5. So we could actually question ourselves, do we increase our lead? Do we play Sandman to protect our lead?
Yeah.
And this is the most important part of Focus on You decks. I don't know if you guys remember it. It's something called the breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
The breaking point is that point where you're so far ahead, the opponent cannot come back. So, increasing your lead doesn't make sense. The only way they're gonna catch up to you is if they counter you.
Yep. Yep. And there was a big clue. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, which they tried with the Magneto.
Exactly.
That was their
Yep.
counter. And unfortunately, I mean, luckily, we got location gold.
Yeah, and I think there's a big clue here, which is they're playing Kyra to protect 1 cost. They're playing a Thanos deck. They've only dropped 1 stone. So what are the chances that they want to play more than 1 like card in the remaining turns? Like pretty high.
That's pretty good. Okay. So flexible or control?
You wish.
Okay, we'll do flexible. This has been a fun deck, I have to say. So I would snow guard here with the idea that Corvus will have some more to pull from. Sometimes I don't, because I want to have if collectors in hand.
Remind me, what's
But
the
I think
feature
it's gonna.
location again?
Oh, that's a good point. Sorry. Oh, goody. Lots of stuff.
It's not bad stuff when you have Zabu in hand.
No, not bad at all. Maybe it could have. Okay. Ravona. Oh. Okay, so I think we'll risk it. We'll go with Corvus, and knowing that we got a good chance to Lady Sith out of it with the Helicarrier to restock the hand. I think that's pretty good. And I think I want to go, I don't know, maybe center?
I'd go right. That's just me. I like
Do we know if West View favors a favored location or
West View
No, it just says new one.
early run.
So we'll see so we're gonna see what the glaive throws, and if we draw Loki. Okay, good, not too bad. So Sarah deck with Jubilee.
Okay, so do you know what
Oh,
you're
that's a
facing?
good draw for them.
I'm not sure what they're playing.
I know.
Ooh. Ooh.
I know it's tempting to gambit here.
I mean, that seems
Sarah or
got
Ravonna
priority.
we could hit.
Yeah. And you can maybe discard the Helicarrier if you're really lucky.
Well, even
Yeah.
if you're not lucky, you just get another shot next turn.
With Sif, yeah.
What with Sif? With the second Gambit?
Was that?
This is literally a slot machine on cloning vats. You just play until you kill Sarah.
Yeah.
This is what's
Is it
called being
snappable?
flexible.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Oh man, getting the Sarah or the Ravonna, both nice.
I mean, but we still need to figure out what they're playing, because I know what they're playing, but I'd like you to know. That's gonna be a big clue. Oh no, that's not.
I mean, it's Sarah Control, I guess, but I haven't seen the
It's not Sarah.
Jubilee in it. No? Okay.
Like,
Oh,
it's
jeez.
kind of the opposite from Control.
Okay. Oh, they left.
I think it was a
Victory.
tribunal deck.
Oh, okay.
And their goal is that on the last turn, they go Onslaught plus Mystique, Sarah. And then Ravonna discounts Mystique, discounts Iron Man, that kind of stuff. And Zabu discounts Miss Marvel.
The clue is, you've got Jubilee trying to pull one of those anchor cards, or you've got Iron Lad trying to be one of those anchor cards, like combined with Ravonna, yeah.
So I really like Gambit in this deck as a way, instead of Shang-Chi, as a way to, it feeds the Helicarrier and a couple of things, but it's also really nice for this turn 3, like, kill.
I really like the
hit some of these
Gambit
points.
idea. Well, right? Thursday with Proxima.
Yeah, I think with Proxima it's even better. Mm-hmm.
It's been hard for me. I was running it a little bit in the Loki deck, and eventually I think went back to Ghost Rider, just because you're facing a lot of 1-drops, and so like it works sometimes, and sometimes it's just empty card.
Oh no, I don't always play
The
it.
good thing is when it's empty card, just Loki it.
Yeah. Okay. So the control deck.
The control deck.
So I guess register here real quick. The control deck is set towards. So I was trying to catch a few things, right? Like obviously it's control. So we have the Shang-Chi and the Nebula, and then Supergiant for Spider-Woman. I wonder if that's the right version. It was 20. Wrong deck. Yeah, that was the right one. Okay, just making sure I have the right one.
Oh, that they're all called Deck 20.
Yeah, I have so many. I was playing with different things yesterday, so I had the QA loaded, but I didn't play very well. It's had a Shadow King in it. I don't know what happened to it. I wonder if I moved this deck around. I'm afraid I might have the wrong version, but we'll see.
Well, then you have to be super flexible. You don't even know what you're playing.
Oh, but you know what you're playing against at least.
Yeah. Okay. Well. I like Supergiant, but I think I want to wait Supergiant till 4.
Why?
I guess I can. I guess it.
No, why?
No, I just liked because I think it. I just like the flow better with only one card left to spare since I'm trying to set up Alioth. But I guess this works either way.
I mean, if you don't play on Superflow, your Alioth is gonna come down on 5. I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, and honestly, this is good because then I can Legion on Hellfire Club, which is really good, I think.
Well, no, because
if I want,
you want to Legion on Hellfire Club next turn, then.
No, I want to. I guess I could have done it next turn. I was
It's a
going to
Thanos deck. You just literally tell them you don't get to play stones anymore.
That
was a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh wait, well
Well, it wouldn't work. So now that throws things off. So I'm guessing Enchantress. It's either guess for. We don't have a Shang, so.
Why not Quake? Because they're going to try to keep open their right hand.
Quake is not going to reveal. It's giant.
Yeah,
right.
Shoot.
Yes.
So it's Enchantress left, I think, onto the Power Stone.
think so. Either that
I think there's
or Shang-Chi right, because they're going to be forced to play there on turn 5. Their turn 5 is usually a big card, or Cole or Dino.
oh, it's a good. Okay, I like that. That sounds as good.
I mean, from
I can
turn
always-
5, usually Thanos only plays big cards.
Yeah, that makes sense. And now we have to go 5 here. So it's either,
Think about your energy.
I guess,
Think
having
about
point.
keeping your options open. What do you want to do next turn?
Next turn, it's probably going to be, yeah, I mean, it's going to be possibly Enchantress plus Jeff. So this is the best waste. This is a good use of energy.
Exactly.
I don't think Legion, and this is more points than Legion. At least it's a 9. Well, that's not good. Unless we enchant it. Yes, we can disenchant it.
Why would you want to disenchant it? They lost the lane.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. They blocked off the shine. There's no point. I wasn't even counting. Yeah. I was looking at the cards. Let's see what we get.
So
Hopefully
where?
we get gold.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on.
Wait.
Wait.
What's wrong?
I'm playing that
This is the
metal.
win. Does it matter?
Yes, it matters, because the card you really want to kill is Khazar or Blue Marvel. And
Yeah.
Oh,
they can't have played that then.
they could have played Khazar, but not Blue Marvel. Okay.
I mean, in any case, you're going to kill 2 cards, because they can only play on Hellfire Club. So the question is, would you rather kill...
Wait. I win. If this is Blue Marvel, then I win because it's only 1 point. It's 5, right? It's 4. It's 6 to my 7. If it's Khazar, then it's still the same thing. So I win either way.
Have you considered the right lane?
The right lane is 11. There's nothing to move. Oh, I see. You're saying I lose the right lane. So then,
I would just Alliot middle and win middle and right, but you can
Okay.
try left. I
We'll see
mean, both cases, you're going to kill 2 cards. The only difference is, in this one, you kill their turn 6, while in the other one, you kill part of their turn 4.
okay, so that was call. Okay. So you're right. So maybe I would have missed the.
Alright, so, both of you, because Silverman did it with the Loki, and you did it with this one, there is one fundamentals of the game, which we actually did last week, and this is why I wanted to do it before we do this session, which is, why do cards have a cost in the game? Why do they attribute a cost to it?
Oh, that's interesting. So, one is to make cards more
Offset their
exclusive,
value.
harder to play because there's fewer turns where they can be played.
Could offset their value.
Exactly, because if Alias and Squirrel Girl were the same price, we would all scream for a problem.
Mhm.
So when in doubt, and you're offered to kill a 2 cost or a 6 cost, which one should you take?
Yep.
This is
Yeah.
exactly the situation we had here. We didn't know what were the 3 cards they played. The only thing we knew about those cards is the turn they were played on. They were played on turn 4.
Right.
So,
Right.
maximum, they cost 4.
Mm-hmm.
So here...
Well, actually, that's not accurate, right? Because I guess it's the maximum. One of those cards could cost 4.
Okay.
Because they were played after what's her name? Black Swan.
Okay, what is 4
So-
plus, what is 4 plus 1?
Yeah.
I mean,
What is
so
4?
it'd be 4 plus zeros, right?
No. Black
No, but
Swan
we're trying to figure out
reduces-
which cards you were killing, so it still matters they were originally a 1 cost.
It's a 1 cost. Like, Black
Yeah.
Swan reduces 1 cost. So, on the left, you knew you were killing either 1+1 or 4+1, correct?
Right.
What's
Yes.
4+1? Like, what's the math of 4+1?
5.
Okay, how much energy do you have on turn 6?
6. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
When in doubt, if you're offered to kill a 5 or a 6, kill the 6. Because that's the only
Gotcha.
information you can work with. And you know in the game, they priced 6 to be better than 5.
Yeah. And we also know that a kazoo deck, its ones are only valuable if we boost them with a 4 or 5 cost.
Yeah, it could have been Khazar on the left. But
Right, that's what I was.
the only thing that could have been is Khazar. Because otherwise, Blue Morval has to be in the middle. And the other thing is,
Right.
if you expect Khazar or Blue Morval, what do you think they're going to play on turn 6? What's the card that comes to mind as a 6 cost with Khazar or Blue Morval?
Yes, the great
could
6/7.
What?
I mean, it could be Ultron, for example.
In
No,
that
it's-
board
but I was-
situation?
It's the 6/7, right?
Yes, it's Onslaught.
It's
Yeah.
Onslaught.
So, if you think about Onslaught, where does Onslaught wants to be played?
On the same
Behind
spot as
the Blue Marvel.
Blue Marvel. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where is the only spot available?
on center lane because everything else is full.
Then that's the only space where it makes sense they could play Onslaught.
That makes sense.
See? Like, playing Control is about grouping all those information. You know when to be Control, it's here. It's know the current metagame. Most common patterns, key cards, and location impact on a deck. And this one was big. We're against a deck that wants to play with 1 cost, and we literally have a location that says no 1 costs here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe we killed some shit. It's possible. But statistically, the way this game was built, the game was telling you kill the middle lane. Maybe it was wrong, but that's where the signs were pointing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And if you're playing a control deck, you can't say I'm going to retreat unless I know for a fact what my targets are. Like, yeah. So you play the numbers. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
all
No, I think your point about I was fixated. I was concentrating on winning the left lane, and I thought I had
Yeah.
won the right, and I realized that what would have changed the winning the right was to have like a 5 drop. Yeah, even the
I mean,
5
in the
drop
way-
would have been enough.
Yeah, the game was baiting you. It's saying, "Hey, you've got an Alioth and Orliath, and here are 3 juicy targets for it." But it's kind of like the kid who like will take 3 nickels instead of a single quarter, right? Like, it doesn't matter the quantity; it matters what are those cards. Yeah.
But I will say this deck, since I've gone back to playing it a little bit, the Supergiant Alioth combo has been very, very good. People just don't expect it anymore.
Mm-hmm. I've actually found it really fun because it's screwing up a lot of Hello players right now who are like,
Exactly.
haha, I've played my
Exactly.
Modok. Oh, wait. Oh, oops. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's countering the meta better than trying to throw a Cosmo out to snipe the Hela.
One thing I've noticed about the card releases, maybe in the last couple months, is what's interesting is they release like a counter 2 weeks before the card they're going to be countering. So it kind of relies on you to remember, oh wait, this piece, don't forget about it. It was still part of the picture.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been fun.
All right. This gets us to the end of the session. Hello, Ocularis would join us towards the end. Next week, we're working on Breaking Point and resource management, because these are the 2 big things that unraveled night. And because a lot of you are focused on playing Control most of the time, I feel like this part is fine, while the other 2 is, how to say this, is like, what I want to do is teach you how to bridge from what you know into what you don't know, and show you that you're not starting from 0. There's a ton of things we can do. For example, Most people don't know it, but if you're good at playing control, you're probably really good at playing these kind of decks. It's just that you just have to change the way you think. But if you're good at countering them, that means you know how they work.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you know how they work, you should be able to play them. It's just that because they changed the little picture on your cards, and now it's your cards and not your opponent's cards, you're like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do with this? And I'm pretty sure when you two play those decks, like the focus on you decks, you're thinking, oh, I'm so gonna be countered.
Yeah.
My problem is even more basic. It's like, know the potential that we had on this sheet. I still view my proactive cards as control cards. I'm like, ooh, I can hold this back. So I'm actually miscalculating the potential of my cards.
I still think my answer is always when I play these decks is, oh, look, I drew Ghost Rider, and the only card in my hand that I can discard is Ghost Rider. Like, I mean, that's how I always feel. Like, the cards never line up the way that they're supposed to. But this Loki deck really helped me with the glaive, playing the glaive, and kind of like, okay, how can I dig myself out of this? Has been really helpful.
Yep.
But yeah.
So yeah, next week we're gonna dive deep into making connections and how playing one play style actually means you can play most of them. Is just you didn't know how to bridge in between one of the other. All right, do we have any questions about all these graphics that I'm having a lot of fun to make, but I don't know if they're really clear to watch?
I've been saving them every week. I don't know. I'm really excited about next week. I can't wait.
Me too.
All right. Well, on this note, YouTube, we're gonna say bye. As usual, if anyone has questions, feel free to drop them on the video. Join us on the Discord. Even if you're not a premium member, you can just tag me on another channel and I will see it. And if you want to join us, I'm not exactly sure how much is the premium subscription right now, but I know it's much cheaper than coaching. Bye bye, YouTube. See you next week.